Hello everybody and welcome to already round 8 of the World Monoposto Sim Racing Championship 2026 season. We are at the Temple of Speed, the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. I think a venue that has been on every WMSC calendar so far, and rightfully so, as we've often seen very, very exciting races on this venue. My name is Robin Ciuman. I will be doing the commentary for this one, and in the virtual commentary booth with me, once again, is my brother Elias. Welcome, Elias. How are you doing?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm doing fine. It's quite hot as the weather is here in Monza, and I'm excited for this race today.
Yeah, and what a segue there. Let's look at the conditions that we have in Monza here, and it's quite fitting with the general conditions right now in Europe, or at least in Germany, I can tell you. It is super, super hot. 35 degrees for qualifying, 36 degrees for the race. Sun all throughout both sessions. And with the 36 degrees, it's probably 10 degrees cooler still than in my room right now. At least that is what it feels like. Yeah, it will be the same for the drivers, at least those situated in Europe, I guess. So, yeah, we're all in the same here. And we'll all be bathing in our own sweat by the end of this race. Let's look at the current driver standings going into this race. This is already the last race before the summer break, and after today we will have reached the halfway point of this season. And right now, the reigning champion Pascal Polins still is on top of the Drivers' Championship. Philip Pushka has closed the gap slightly, however, with his win at Azerbaijan a couple of weeks ago. Then Lucas Murno is a distant third, but behind there is a proper tussle for the positions. Tina Curtis made a huge jump with her podium finish in Azerbaijan up to 8th. And yeah, throughout the midfield, there is a lot of fighting going on. And the same can be said for the team standings. Let's look at them as well. Vanguard Engineering there, the gap is a bit bigger compared to the Drivers' Championship. SCMM still in second, but they're already 35 points behind Vanguard. And then there is another big gap of 30 points, no, 40 points to Scuderia Cesario. But then the fight for P4, super exciting, between United Racing Club, Better Julia, HRT, Lucky Hamish Racing, and Potenza. And we just had the call that the qualifying will start in 1 minute, so let's head back trackside. Well, we have also some news here ahead of this race, and that is that the teams of Danilo Vaz, they have withdrawn from the championship, unfortunately. You may have noticed already that both Bravo Snow Shatten and Dano Design Racing, they have gone missing from the last 2 rounds in Turkey and Azerbaijan. But a new team is on the grid, replacing Bravo Snow Shatten, so taking their car over, which was a pretty good one. You saw where especially Gustavo Frigoto was in the standings. So yeah, here we are. Perseid Comets by Vanguard Investment Group. So this is a project co-owned by Kevin Peters, team boss of Vanguard Engineering and United Racing Club. But he is lifting this project together with Lorenzo Iterovich Funcic and Arseny Gamayunov. So 3 team bosses for this new team. And yeah, going to be pretty exciting. They bring in 2 new drivers, Joe Gillett, who already raced for Snapline Performance in Azerbaijan, and Lukas Matulik from Czechia, who is also new and who we've been on board with. So, with all of that news out of the way, we see the first cars going out of the pits. Oh, there's actually one more bit of news. Dano Design Racing, also not part of the championship anymore, but a buyer for this team has already been found as well. Helix Motorsport, but they will only join WMSC after the summer break, so next race in Austria, middle of August. They've taken over Dano Design Racing's entry And we already have a driver lineup. It stays all Brazilian. João Pedro and Matheus Henrique will be the drivers for that new team from Austria onwards. So I guess this is all the news out of the way. And once more, first car out of the pits is Pascal Poland, who will be looking to come back after finishing second in Azerbaijan. I think there's been an issue with someone. I think it was Gabriel Joubert. We just had a call from race control that I think it was Gabriel Joubert should retire his car because he can't move it. And we just saw him, I think, even leave the session. Anyway, here is the first timed lap from Pascal Poland then. Big favorites going into this race. Vanguard have now finally used the second engine, so a fresh engine with all of the horsepower available in that car. You can use 3 different engines across the season. If you use a fourth, you will get a grid penalty. I think you're all pretty familiar with that rule by now, and even if you aren't, it has been the same in Formula 1 for many years now. As already through the first sector, looks quite clean, the lap from Pascal Poland here, through the second Lesmo, using all of the curve there in the exit. Also some upgrades to that Vanguard car that have been brought into Monza. Through Ascari he goes. Still looking pretty clean that lap. And I think this already will be a quite competitive benchmark.
Yeah, he's the quickest right now.
Nobody's beaten his Sector 1 and Sector 2 times. Out the Parabolica he goes, and now it's flat out to the line. 118.958. In the background, we see Gabriel Peckley, 1.7 seconds behind. Scuderia Cesario, they will not play the biggest part in this race. With their high downforce design. Yeah, this car is not made for their home race. You can see Knežević only 2/10 behind, and then 1 second between second and third after the first shot at least. Laflamme, I'm a bit surprised that he is behind Murno at the moment. I would expect SCMM to be a bit more competitive than Cesario. And it's also SCMM's home race, and you can see there they are using a special livery as Philip Pushka. First Lasmo, he runs wide and into the gravel, so already this lap won't be as competitive. But yeah, special livery for their home race. They have returned to the traditional racing colors of Italy, which is scarlet red. As we are watching Daniela now through Ascari. And again, this will be a tough job for us commentators. We were very happy at the beginning of the season when SCMM decided to go with yellow as their main color this year. As last year, Cesario and SCMM very hard to tell apart. Well, a bit of a throwback event to this one then. And here is another partly red car. Daniela up to third. Decent lap. We're watching Leonardo Tomon back out of this lap. He had a brilliant race at Azerbaijan until a couple of corners elapsed from the end when he battled Knežević for the podium and caused a collision that's enabled Tina Curtis to achieve her second podium finish in WMSC and the first one for Lucky Hamish Racing. Joining on board Lucas Murno once more, we are. Let's see that second sector split still down. I wonder if he will actually finish this lap. But it looks like he's going full beans through Ascari. Yeah, unsurprisingly, he comes into the pits, and now let's look at the new challenger that I mentioned earlier. They've taken over the Bravo's Neuschattel car, painted it differently, and Bravo's Neuschattel regular point scoring force this season so far. And yeah, they're low downforce, very low downforce design. I mean, look at that rear wing, you can barely see it. This should help them at tracks like Monza, so we could be in for a fantastic maiden race here for that new entry. Joe Gillett, plenty of sim racing experience. Nice to have him in the championship full time now. Once again, we're looking at Alexander Knežević, who is setting a personal best in Sector 1. Now he's getting a bit of a slipstream there from one of the Cesarios. Right now this is helping him, but I think they're on a flying lap themselves, and now they will get in their way. The Knežević still on a personal best. They will get the toe. But I think now they are a bit too close for comfort. You'll surely feel the effects of the dirty air. It's been toned back in comparison to last season. But yeah, you can see there, final sector, this is where he lost a lot of time. And we're still waiting for a response from the SCMMs. Here is Filip Puška starting another lap, and he's getting a very tasty slipstream there from the better Julia ahead. Joe Gillett has put the car into third.
Ooh.
I think that is the effect of that very low downforce design. Puška personal best in the first sector. Main run through the Lesmos. But this is where they will be lacking the oomph on the straight line. Still personal improvement. But this is still going to be a long shot away from the Vanguards. I've talked, like every race, before with the team boss of Vanguard Engineering, Kevin Peters. And he said that if today not both of his cars are on the podium, something must have gone wrong. I think they are going... Oh yeah, well spotted. We were just watching Puška put the car ahead of Joe Gillett into third, but Knežević has just beaten the previous best from Pascal Polens. And still they're both half a second clear of Filip Puška. That is the sort of dominance that we expect throughout the race. But then again, it's Monza. This race has been famous for chaos in this championship already. Lots of incidents, lots of safety cars. So you don't know what will happen in the race. So even though Vanguard are going into this as the massive favorites,
I think at start in the first chicane it's quite narrow there, so there can be a lot of chaos at the start and then throughout the race, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a track where overtaking is very much possible. It's an old school track, but still, the track is quite narrow, so a lot of slipstream battles very much possible, but then you have to thread the needle through the chicanes here. When I'm watching Jogo Meneghetti, Potenza have been on a very strong run in the last two races. Jogo Meneghetti was going very well at Turkey. Then he got a few unfortunate penalties. And then, again, both cars in the points in Azerbaijan. And already mentioned, Danon was fighting for a podium. When it then, got wrong for him. 5-second penalty in the end on a collision with Knežević, which saw him drop, but not out of the points. So Potenza just gaining momentum. But let's see how this track suits them. The straight line speed looked half decent in Azerbaijan.
Oh, Poland. He wants his hold back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's not having any of that. I mean, I still think number 1 and number 2 are pretty clear now at Vanguard Engineering. I mean, Knežević had a lot of bad luck throughout this season, involved in a lot of incidents that were not his fault. A lot of duels with Laflamme. Oh, as Poland over the curb there at the exit of Ascari. That will have lost him time at a crucial point of this circuit. But it's still good enough. And it's still a purple final sector. That was a statement of intent. Danny Weller still going well in the United Racing Club. But also Lucas Verno, even with that high downforce Cesario, he's 6 ahead of Peckley and Laflamme. But look at this, they're working together smartly.
Yeah.
This is Peckley giving the toe to Lucas Verno to try and negate the deficiency that they have on the straights. Yeah, beautifully done. And I think they will do exactly the same thing the other way around for the next lap. Peckley's now going for another run, and he will get... Oh no, he's actually disappeared into the pits. Knežević also going for another attempt. Could already be the second to last one. Tires on this circuit, by the way, not the biggest concern. We believe that the race will be between a 1 and a 2 stop. But yeah, far away from some 3-stop races that we've already seen this year. So yeah, 80% of the lap here essentially going straight, so no big constraints on the tires then. As Knežević's lap doesn't seem to be any sort of danger to Poland's previous one. He will get another attempt. Enough time for just one more lap then. Gabriel Joubert, by the way, is back in the session, but still it looks like he couldn't get his car to work or his setup to work. Don't know what the issue was there. And oh, the second Ursid Comet has also just rejoined Matalik without a lap time so far. So I believe some issues for Joubert and Matalik, currently sitting in 17th and 18th without a time, and Matalik has disconnected once more. Well, for Joe Gillett, this is looking really good. For the other Ursid, not looking too great this first qualifying session of that team. Filip Pushkin. He will just make it across the line. He gets the toe, but he just needs to hope that these two, I think that were Potenzas, are not getting in his way on that final push lap that he has. Actually, I think, yeah, might be a better Julia as well. They're pretty slow. Oh, yeah, it is a better Julia. Thank you for giving us that 360 look at the car. So I think that is Benton Reader Soriano spinning out. It was Benton Reader. Knežević, this is not going to be an improvement. Poland doesn't need an improvement. And let's see what Filip Pushki can do. Right now, It doesn't seem too convincing.
But
Oh, and Pascal
look at him.
Pollens, just because he can, he's going for another quick lap. Middle sector not as convincing though. So I think doesn't look like there are any big jumps in time as the session ends. Danny well has backed out of it. The better Julia's, well, had a pretty rotten run. Benton Reed actually beat Soriano. I think is also a new one. Good for Benton Reader. Soriano so far has been the lead better Julia in his first year. In every race, he finished in the points, Jose Soriano. Just by keeping his nose clean. Let's see what he can do today, as we have confirmation now, everybody in the pits. So let's look at the starting grid for this race. These are the qualifying results. Pascal Pollens and Alexander Knezovic lock out the front row for Vanguard Engineering. Philip Pushke then is third. An impressive first showing for Joe Gillard at Pursuit Comets by VIG. Lucas Murno, fifth for Scuria Cesario. I think today is a day of damage limitation for that team. So far, it's looking good for him. Danny Weller and Dominic Rustermeyer then sixth and seventh. And Gabriel Peckley, Axel Aflam, and Diogo Meneghetti, they complete the top 10. And then off the second page of the qualifying results, we see Leonardo Tonon lurking just outside the point scoring position. Harley Self, Daniel Benton, Rita Jose Soriano, Paulo Wilami, Yanis Walborn, and Gabriel Jubert without a time. He didn't get this car to work. Same is true for Lukas Matalik in the second Pursuit Comet. Let's see what the race brings for them and whether they can even start it. We'll now jump into a quick break for 10 minutes, and then we will be back for the race here at Monza. So, here we are, back at Monza, and the race is about to start in 2 minutes, exactly half past. And once more, let's look at the starting grid and how we are going into this race. It is a front row lockout for Vanguard Engineering, Poland's from Knežević, then Pushkin third, Joe Gillet's impressive qualifying performance starts from P4 for the new team posted Comets. Then it's Lucas Murno, Danny Weller, Dominic Rustermeier, Gabriel Peckley, Axel Aflam, disappointing qualifying session, but he'll surely be able to bounce back from there. Diogo Meneghetti secured a top 10 starting position once more for Potenza Esport. Just behind him is his teammate Leonardo Tonon, and then it's Harley Self, Daniel Benton, Rita Jose Soriano, Paolo Alami, Yanis Warborn, Gabriel Jubitz, and Lucas Matalik is a bit of a question mark whether they can start this race or not. They had some issues in qualifying. So let's see about P17 and 18. And we're jumping now into the race session on the server. This gives us the opportunity. I think it's a pretty obvious question here today. Elias, who do you pick for the race winner today?
I will stick to Pascal Polands because Vanguard is very, very quick today. It's the quickest car on the grid. So a pretty obvious and maybe boring choice by myself.
Yeah, actually, it would be foolish to bet against them, so I'm going for Pascal Polands as well as the race winner today. But maybe then let's do something different. Who do you think could be the biggest surprise today in this race?
If the start of Joe Gillette is good and he kept out of any trouble, I think he has a very good chance to impress ourselves today. So he will be my surprise for today, I think.
That is a very good choice, I think. I was thinking to go with him as well, but yeah, I think I'm going for. You know what? I'm going for Diogo Meneghetti. He's been doing so well the last 2 races. So I think today is going to be more of that. He was doing very well, keeping out of trouble in the last 2 races, which always led to a great point scoring result for him. So I'll have Diogo Meneghetti once more as surprise of the day. We're just waiting for the race to start. Quickly looking at the calendar once more. Good news, we have replays once again, finally. You're already able to see that in Azerbaijan. And thanks also, speaking of Azerbaijan, to Mark Jordan and Michael Cosbow for jumping in there as commentators as I was on holiday. Elias had university troubles. So thanks for joining in there. As now we're going to go racing. 5 red lights are out now, and Pascal Polands has a good getaway. Oh, bit of a wiggle there from Pushka. Big accident already. Oh, I think that was Lucas Murno already out there. Sideswiped. Joe Gillett also in there. Oh, that is unfortunate. And then it's the usual Monza turn 1 trouble. And I think immediately there is a high chance that we'll get a safety car or something. Axel Flam is up to P5. Pushk is still in 3rd. Let's see what race control says about that, because I think he was the one causing that accident. Paul start a bit of a wiggle, and then there is one of the Potenzas taking out another red car. It's Dominic Rustermeier. Oh dear, chaotic start. Exactly what we were expecting at Monza. Well, unbothered by all of these are the top favorites for today. Polands and Knežević got a clean start, kept that one too, and we have a full cause yellow, unsurprisingly, after all this chaos. Cars will be asked to go through the pit lane, as is the case this season. But what a chaotic start that was. Murno and Gillette still going.
But Murno is very, very stinky. His car is
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
look at that.
there he
He's
is.
missing a tire. Lucas Murno. He didn't even reach the first corner. That's like 200 meters after which his race was already over. Let's look at a replay. No, that's him in the wall still.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, I think the situation was if we don't get the replay to work there for this incident, I think Pushka had a bit of a. Oh, I think that might be it. I think this is the start for Philip Pushka. Let me jump too far ahead. Yeah, no, I think this should be it now. All cars are there. And then, yeah, he loses the rear end a bit. And then Murno goes for a dive, but there's Joe Gillett. Oh, actually. Oh, and that is a way too aggressive defense from Pushka there? Or is he still not fully under control of his car?
Jeez.
Yeah, that is a big accident. Joe Gillett's on board. Oh dear. And I think Joe Gillett is, in this whole situation, the most innocent party here. He is just going his way. And this is his onboard now. There, the lights come on. Then... What is that defense from Pushka? I really hope that he was not fully under control of his car, but that is way too aggressive at the start. You cannot wipe to the right like that. I'm sorry, but... Oh no, he's... So, okay, I take it back. He still was struggling with the rear end. It was not a malicious move. The steering wheel, you were able to see there. Not under control of his car. Oh dear. Sorry, you're not missing anything of the live action. This is the live images. It is only a full course yellow, so we do not have safety car right now. So the gaps are frozen. Drivers are going at pit limiter speed. Joe Gillett got his car fixed, as it seems.
In the pits.
And he remained on the lead lap. So this is very good news for Joe Gillett. And considering the pace of his car, I think he very much could still go for a points result here. And what we also missed in this whole chaotic first lap is that Matulik was actually able to start this race, and so was Gabriel Joubert. Matulik, actually, from 18th, jumped to P12, so he kept out of trouble. The Czech driver is giving his WMSC debut here. Yeah, I think lucky circumstances. Leonardo Tonon in 7th. So I guess it was Diego Meneghetti who was involved in that variant della Roggia incident, the second crash that we saw. I think that was one of the Potenzas coming together with Dominic Rustermeier. We're waiting. Maybe we can even get a replay of that second incident. It was definitely Rustermeier involved. Let's see if we can actually find that. This is Rustermeier in the pits. Just bear with us. Oh yeah, I think here we go. This is after all of the chaos before turn 1 even happened. And then here is Dominic Rustermeier. And who is it? I think it will happen at the exits of Della Roggia. the incident. Here they go through. Everything's still fine. And then, oh, it was actually one of the better Julias that took him out. Luckily, he kept it out of the walls. Was it Daniel Benton Reader? We're jumping on board with him. Yeah, so let's see this. Goes very deep there, and then
yeah.
Yeah, also he loses the rear a bit out of the corner, and yeah, Rostomar is the victim of this whole situation. Zhao44 in the chat just arrived. What happened? Well, we had a very chaotic first lap. You saw the second accident or incident we had on the opening lap, just there in the replay. But before that, we had an incident involving Philip Pushka, Lucas Murno, and Joe Gillett. P3, 4, and 5 in qualifying. As we now have the green flag waving again. Sorry to interrupt that there. Yeah, basically Pushka lost the rear end at the start, was not under control of his car, and then Murno and Joe Gillett were already alongside, and he then lost it into Murno, as once again Yanis Woolborn going side by side with Jose Soriano through De La Rosia. Again, there is a bit of contact, and once more, full course yellow. Oh dear, what has happened? We didn't see what has happened. We saw Paolo Willami off at De La Rogia.
Yeah.
Does he still have? No, he doesn't have his front wing.
Front wing, yeah.
And Matulik has retired. I think something involving Lucas Matulik. So let's see what happens. Oh my god, that is a huge accident. But we only saw the end of it.
Benton Reader.
Benton Reader also out of this race, missing a rear wing. Okay. This is Benton Reader with Woolborn. And then ahead. Oh, Benton Reader. No. Did Benton Reader hit Woolborn, slow down, and get hit in the rear? And that is a very weird accident. I'm still not sure what exactly happened there. So, this is the restart.
Oh, you missed the restart.
Yeah, so that's the issue. Yeah. Benton Reader missed the restart, gets hit by Woolborn, then half spins across Cova Grande, and then this whole chaos ensued. Oh dear. We haven't seen a full lap of green flag running so far. This is a very strange one, guys. We are in contact with race control, of course, as always, but we haven't heard of any penalties so far. So, perfect example. We just heard race control tell Daniel Benton Reader to retire the car. He's still under full course yellow. Benton Reader is in, and now I think that the corner has been cleared. I think we could go back to green flag running. Point made there by Kyokiri in the chat. I mean, if he was that eager to pass, he should have moved sooner. I think that refers to Daniel Benton Reader as we're back to green flag running, and please, guys, please, at least one lap. Let us have that one. But yeah, good point made there by Kirkiri. Wilborn was very close, and maybe he should have already driven parallelly and not just behind him, because they were super close. Let's see what race control makes out of all of these incidents. I think they will definitely have a look at what Pushka did there. I mean, it was not malicious, but still, the accident was Pushka's fault because, he was not fully under control of his car with that wheel spin and that loose rim. Okay. And it is a drive-through penalty for Filip Pushka for the incident at the start. That is a hefty penalty, and that is one he cannot serve at his pit stop. That is one he has to serve within, I think, 3 laps. And then there is a 10-second time penalty for Yannis Wilborn for the Benton Reader incident. So, race control have made their decision, and I think the decisions are fair. I think Pushka's is a hefty penalty, but also the consequences were pretty hefty. And maybe that was a bit too much risk at the start there. Too much throttle, so yeah. I just saw a move there from Meneghetti past Soriano, who was sitting duck there on the main straight, and hopefully now we can focus on the racing. By the way, a positive shout out there to Axel Laflamme. He's made his way up to P4. He was not involved in any of the incidents, and he will move up to the podium positions as soon as Filip Pushka serves his drive-through penalty. So I think this is a very positive thing to mention for Laflamme. He was on the way to a good redemption race there in Azerbaijan when he led the race for a long time. Looked like he would finish second, and unfortunately he lost the car in the castle section. And Diogo Meneghetti past Yannis Wilborn he goes. Wilborn immediately ducks into the slipstream. Is he trying anything into the Prima Variante? No, he is not. But there is another chance after Cova Grande and into the Seconda Variante. But no, not this time. Out the front, Poland and Knezovic still unbothered by any of the chaos that's been happening behind. Finally, we had already 2 laps of green flag running.
Yeah.
So finally, this race here is on the way. Let's see if Filip Pushka dives into the pits. Still staying out. I think he's dragging this on for as long as he can to build a gap and not fall too far behind. Because any move you have to make on the track is another risk that you have to take. Especially at a track like Monza. We've said it before the start of this race. Races here have been chaotic in the past, and today is no exception.
Look at HRT, they're so...
Yeah. Oh, Yannis Wilborn, this is hopeless. Passed by 2 cars. Dominic Rustemeyer made it past 2 cars. Poor Jose Soriano. Gained 1, lost 1. He may be coming back. Not really. And from what we saw there, I think that is Rustemeyer away. So I think 3 laps should have passed now. I'm not sure if it is 3 or 5 laps actually. But yeah, it's 3, and this is the last opportunity. Filip Pushka comes in to serve his drive-through penalty. That is Laflamme up to 3rd in the background. Filip Pushka down to 4th. Eckley's passed now. Well, I think also passed. There is Harley Self. But Pushka drops down to 8th. This is not too dramatic. I think he can still reel them back in. And I think he's still in a fight for the podium. Especially one more safety car and yeah, it will reset the whole thing once more. We already see Jose Soriano drop back from Rustermeyer. And Janis Wilborn, the poor guy in the very, very slow HRT on the straights. He's already having the next car knock on his door. And this is Joe Gillett recovering. Oh, Janis Wilborn makes this one very easy for him. And this is a thing that we've seen in the past often with Janis. When things don't go his way, he tries to overdrive the car, and this is when mistakes creep in. He's such a bulletproof driver. When he's out from there, bit of gravel there kicking up. Marianne Ascari. We're now watching the battle for P4. Bella versus Packley. Big opportunity for those midfield teams to score big today. Well, Monza, one of his strongest circuits, and the United Racing Club is really working well here. Look at how he's gaining.
I think he... No. He's waiting.
Yeah, a move into De La Roggia, always a bit of a risk. As Filip Pushka has already cleared Harley Self. Lucky Hamish will be looking for more points today, coming off the back of their first podium at Azerbaijan, courtesy of Tina Curtis, who unfortunately is not here today. As now, Weller once again in the slipstream. Is he already trying it into Parabolica?
Nope.
I think that is the sensible choice. Good exit out of Parabolica, and I think then this should be a much easier and risk-free move into the first chicane. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing Packley could do about that. So far, this race here in Italy not going too well for the Italian teams. We have La Flamme on the podium for SCMM as it stands. Filip Pushkin at fault for that start collision. Up down to 7th with that drive-through penalty. Oh, actually, Leonardo Tonon for Potenza Esports. He crept his way into 6th. Unnoticed by us.
Yep.
But he's doing well. But in the background, look at that. You can see the black and red car already getting bigger and bigger. Filip Pushka on a recovery mission here. Also see the gaps right now. I think the closest battle that we have is for P9. Meneghetti and Rustermeyer, who we see on screen right now. Once again, it's a United Racing Club gaining big time on the main straight. Not yet close enough to make a move, but he gets another opportunity here. I don't know that he will be close enough though. Oh, he is, and he's forcing the issue. Well done there by Dominic Rustermeyer. Past Diego Meneghetti he goes. But also, I think Diogo knows that yeah, this is not really a battle he can really fight out. Because even if Rustemeyer hadn't passed him there, probably the latest the main straight, and he would have been done for. Right now, this race is settling down a bit. And I think we could see another Potenza being passed on track in the next couple of moments. Because here is Leonardo Tonon. And Philip Pushka is huge in his mirrors right now, as Diogo Meneghetti is actually trying to come back there. Oh, bit unsettled over the curbs there, Leonardo Tonon, and into Lesmo. This is really unusual. But yeah, I think Leonardo Tonon, not the ideal line through Retifilio, and then, no, sorry, Della Roggia. And then that was it already. See if Meneghetti does actually have something to fight Rustemeyer. He has the talent, but does he have the car underneath him? It looks
Janus
like
Wallborn, now DNF. He retired from this race as well.
Oh, so this is interesting. I don't even think he had an accident or anything. Seems like he just went into the pits and retired because, yeah, he didn't see the point in racing here anymore, at least today. And that is a bit of a shame. Janus Wallborn, two-time champion of the WMSC in 2023 and 2024. Then he announced his shock retirement after 2024. Said that he lost his motivation. Then he came back late in the season 2025, once as a stand-in for the HRT, for the team with which he had his 2 championships. Almost won in Azerbaijan last year as a stand-in driver. And then he decided to return full-time for the rest of the season with... which team was it? I think it was Velocita Virtuali, the team that is now Snapline Performance. And before this season, he announced that he would return with his old team, HRT, full-time. But yeah, HRT, they had a fall from grace this year. Last year, with the new driver lineup of Misha Smith and Alexander Knezovic, they struggled in the beginning of the season, but they really turned things around and became a regular podium candidate once more. But this year, the car just a bit hopeless right now. If even Wallborn can't do anything with it, as we just saw Rustemeyer gain another position past the remaining Better Julia of Jose Soriano. No, actually, it was a lapped car. I was wondering how was he in there. It was actually Harley Self. Oh, I'm sorry. The heat is doing stuff with my brain, I think. I think Rustemeyer now is pulling Diogo Meneghetti with him. And Meneghetti will now have a chance to maybe get past Self as well and look behind. Joe Gillett is back and he's now in the fight for the points positions. Dropped a bit back there through Parabolica. And there is Meneghetti going for a move into turn 1. But Self is late on the brakes. Can he keep the position? Can Joe Gillett take advantage? That's a great exit there for Meneghetti, and that is Joe Gillett round the outside of Curva Grande. Very, very close he gets there. But I think Gillett should have the straight line speed with that plank of a rear wing. What could have been P9 is now P11 for Meneghetti. But he's still with that fight. And you can really see through the corners, the Potenza has a huge advantage because I imagine that Pursuit Comets, the ex-Bravo Snow Shatton team, that car is really difficult to drive with their focus on very low downforce. And I think we saw that in a lot of races. Gustavo Frigoto was really fighting that car often. But as soon as they went onto a straight line, they were rockets. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, look at this, how he's gaining on the straights.
I mean, that is a big gap, but I still would not be surprised if he reaches turn one ahead. Oh, wow.
Crazy.
So, Joe Gillett's maiden WMSC points very much still on the cards. Oh, it's a bit of a shame. He would have been within a fight for the podium, judging his qualifying pace at least. But I mean, it's not the end of this race yet. Still a long way to go. And as soon as there is one safety car that bunches the field together, one can only wonder what is possible with this car at this circuit. Here is Philip Puschke, who has caught up to Gabriel Peckley. Wide at the exit of Ascari. But that didn't stop Pascal Polens from setting a pole time.
Oh, there was someone.
I think it was an Apex.
Yeah.
Hubert, missing a rear wing. Oh, could that be the safety car? So let's see what happens. It's an unusual spot, actually. But also Apex with that very, very low rear wing. I think that's an extra one that they developed. Oops. Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of teleportation. He was looking fine, then he went off the track on the left and suddenly was in the wall on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a lag.
Lag, yeah.
Lag or hardware issue, or both at the same time. Well, we heard race control warning that there is a yellow flag in the final sector. But they're not calling any sort of safety car or anything. Which is weird because he's half on track there.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised. That would actually be the first time that we see something like this being resolved. Okay, full course yellow has been called, but again, that's just drivers restricted at pit limiter speed. So the gaps once again are frozen. And once again, the cars will have to come through pit lane. That is the rule. I think Soriano must have been the first car to arrive there. He's in the pits now. And now maybe that's a good point to discuss strategy. So we've been told that this race is likely a one-stop. But essentially, with that full course yellow, you get a free pit stop. So you can just change tires and get away with that quite easily. You lose just the time that you actually spent stationary in your pit box, because the others They all go at the pit limiter speed. They are all going through the pit lane anyway. So I think that puts the whole strategy picture into a different perspective, because now essentially you get fresh tires.
Yeah.
And anybody who tried anything or who would have tried anything with a two-stop, I mean, that is now pretty much pointless. Because I can't imagine that someone doesn't take the opportunity to change tires now.
Yeah.
Still, I think the race is too long to make it with that set of tires that they change on right now. That looks painfully slow. Also, I think Willami's going again. He was not stationary. And we just heard a call from race control that they can pass him. He will keep to the right of the track. So I think Willami's still in this race. No, sorry, Jubert's still in this race.
Yeah.
But no, but no, Jubert is listed as a DNF. Okay, that's interesting. We just had a call that he will keep to the right. He can be passed. So maybe I think what Jubert has done is he got his car going again, went into the pits to retire there. So it might actually be a connection and hardware issue if he managed to do that. And this is what we predicted, everybody coming in, going for some fresh tires, which essentially resets any sort of strategy. Now this could be more interesting here. So there are a couple of cars who are close together. So Denny Weller comes into the pits. Behind him that is Paolo Willami, but he's a lap down. But then Pushke and Peckley are pretty close. Does anybody dare to take track position over 3 tires? I cannot imagine.
No, I don't believe this.
Yeah. It's confirmation. Everybody stops, fresh tires. But the teams can also upgrade their pit crews, and this is crucial because that has happened here. So pit crews can be quicker for some drivers in comparison to others, and I think that is exactly what has happened here. Peckley has retaken P5 off of Philip Pushke. They were the other way around when they came in. Could also be interesting with this here, as Meneghetti passed alongside Harley Self. And I think, Self has to give up that position.
Yeah.
You could even discuss if that was an unsafe release. There was just no point going side by side through the pit lane. Go say Serrano. I must almost say hopeless better Julia. He's been working wonders with that car so far this season. Finishing in the points every time. As we're back to green flag running now. 19 of 52 laps completed when Pascal Poland crosses the line. Which actually, is there a chance that some might just try to make it to the end with that set of tires? We are not too far away from the halfway point. Could be an interesting watch now, or an interesting consideration, because if, of course, it remains green, as Philip Pushke into Ascari repasses Gabriel Peckley. Not much Peckley could do about it. So that was only a brief retaking of P5 for the Brazilian. And then we watch Danny Weller, who will come under pressure from Philip Pushka as well. But I think this will be the toughest overtake to make for Philip Pushka right now. Weller has been looking pretty quick in a straight line and on this track in general. I think Weller and Gillett, they were on a similar pace in qualifying compared to Pushka. But this is a battle to look forward to.
We have no further action between the incident in the pit lane between Meneghetti and Self, so everything's fine there.
Yeah, I think no harm was done, so I think that's a sensible call from race control. You need to be dishing out penalties left, right, and center. So, if things stand as they are, do you think these two could be able to finish to challenge Axel or Fleming? Yes.
Wow. It's 20 seconds to the Flam. So yeah, can be if Weller gets past Pushka gets past Weller, maybe he can close the gap, but I think this will be a very, very long way to go. Yeah, so I think it will be difficult, but it can be because we have 30 laps remaining. Around about 30 laps remaining, so yeah, we will see what will happen between these 2-3 cars.
And I think the first bit of action is coming up right now.
Yeah.
Remember, the SCM has the light curse system. One a few teams that actually opted to put on that bit of extra weight. Oh dear. I thought that would be more difficult.
Okay.
For now, let's keep an eye on that gap between Flam and Pushkin. Especially, it could also be a consideration for SCMM to play team tactics here. And have Flam slow down, because I don't think there is any chance of him catching up to the Vanguards. Yeah. And considering that Pushka is their main horse in the championship, even though Azerbaijan remains his only race win so far. No, actually, no, sorry. That was a mistake. He won at Bahrain as well, so 2 race wins. Pascal Polens is on for a 5th race win right now. Mezovic not dropping too far behind, but I don't think he will be challenging, as once again here goes David Rustermeyer, who is on a roll right now, being taken out on the opening lap. He's on a recovery job, and his recovery is going better than Joe Gillett's is actually. Though we, of course, don't know how much damage there still is on Gillett's car. He was in the pits, of course, but it was a hefty impact. Not all of the damage is visible for us on the outside. We can see if a car loses a rear wing, a front wing, or a wheel. And if we go on board, we can see if the suspension is bent or anything. But there is more poor performance impacting damage that a car can have that we don't see. Suspension looks fine
good
to me.
Yeah.
It might be there's a bit to the left, but it could also be the perspective of the camera is a bit misleading. And now, slowly, as we are now at the halfway point of the season, it will be a difficult. Oh, as we watch Rustermeyer make a move past Leonardo Tonon. Well done, late on the brakes. And that could be a big day for United Racing Club. 5th and 7th, but let's look at Tonon. He is getting a good run there towards Retifilo. Not quite good enough to actually make that move. As we have a yellow in Sector 1. So yeah, if we consider the remainder of the season, we have Austria, which I expect to be another strong outing for Vanguard. Then Budapest, Hungary. Could be a Cesario venue. Germany, Hockenheimring, Silverstone, Spa-Francorchamps, Mexico City, Interlagos, and Suzuka. This will be the second half of the season. And if we look at the history, SCMM was nicely balanced. Pushke has been on the podium every race so far, but so has Pascal Polens. And Pushke has only beaten Polens twice. These were his 2 race wins at Bahrain and Azerbaijan. And yeah, considering at both events, Polens finished second, he needs to gain, to have a race where he really gains more than just the handful of points that you gain with P1 over P2. The gap is now 12 points going into this race, 15 on offer for a race win. But if things stand as they are, the gap would grow to 19 points. This is more than a race win. So if it stays like that, we are in a situation where Poland can afford to not score in one race. And even if Pushka wins it, he would still retain the championship lead. As here goes Joe Gillett. Past Leonardo Tonon. Effortlessly. Now look at that. Dominic Rustermeyer. What a race from him.
Yeah.
You know what? I think into Ascari he's already passed.
Yeah, there could be.
Oh, I think I immediately commentator cursed him. Not the greatest of exits out of the second Lesmo, so I think that cost him a bit there.
Oh, and we got infos about Gibet, why he had his crash, his monitor and steering wheel both short circuit, so very unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
I hope your setup is still fine, Gabriel. That is really a shame, because Apex, I mean, they do not have a great car this year, and points will be hard to come by. But today might be one of those races where it could, in theory, happen. I mean, all it takes is 3 more retirements, which at this pace is not unlikely. And then they would be within these top 10. And then losing one car by no fault of your own because your hardware fails on you.
Yeah.
That is a true shame. But I mean, it's the thing in sim racing, you know, you can have hardware issues. It's like a mechanical failure in your car, essentially, that you can have in real life as well. So, yeah, it's part of the game and it can happen to anyone. As now, Rustermeyer, surely. Oh, Peckley way too late on the brakes. And now he has to take through the escape road. And that is another opportunity for Joe Gillett, who is already coming. He has the momentum, but I think he's too far back. Look at a replay. Yeah. I mean, well done on him, I guess, to at least try and fight it, because we've seen these moves happen very often today, with the drivers not actually being able to fight back because the car was already past going into the braking zone. So well done on him for trying, but yeah, I think that was from way too far back, never going to work, and let's hope that that lockup wasn't too bad or that hasn't done too much damage to his tires. And the same thing, but even worse, Joe Gillett.
Oh.
Risky going in front of Peckley there into the braking zone, considering what happened a lap earlier. But I understand why he did that, to get the better angle then. Going into turn 1, Peckley on the brakes, very late though. Do you remember when Pushka made it past Weller?
I think it was 5 laps. Yeah, first turn at lap, I think it was 25.
Okay, so in 5 laps now, Pushka has gained 3 seconds on his teammate.
Yeah.
Will be a difficult task to close that gap to his teammate. Unless, of course, his teammate voluntarily gives up that podium. Which I guess would make sense from SCMM's point of view. Pushka is their clear number 1 and their horse to bet on in that championship. But I think psychologically, a podium finish for La Flamme would be just what the doctor ordered. If we look at his recent history, Azerbaijan finished 12th after comfortably running on the podium for the majority of that race. Turkey 5th, incident-ridden race. Canada 10th. South Africa 4th, that was quite decent. Malaysia 3rd, that was his last podium in the 3rd round of the championship. I think for the confidence that would be really good. But I mean, even if he lets Laflamme past, I guess he can take this as a regain in confidence. He didn't cause any incident, and he would have finished on the podium.
Yeah.
As funnily enough, Knežević, he's been pretty solid this season, but also only one podium for him so far. That was all the way back in Bahrain. It's even longer ago than Laflamme's last podium.
He was on 5th and 4th, except for Bahrain. He stood on the podium, so it was a long wait. But I think when he kept it all together, there's no issues, then he can score another podium.
Yeah, absolutely, but luck has always been against him this season so far. I think Australia, he was fighting with Pushka for a very long time. Lost it then right at the end, the podium. Bahrain, he stood at the podium. Malaysia, I don't quite remember. But then I also know that at Turkey, I think he had a tussle here and there. Azerbaijan, he was taken out by Leonardo Tonon when he was in third. So, yeah, it's been always quite there or thereabouts. And then something happened. Sometimes within his circle of influence, sometimes no fault of his own. So I think he will be quite glad to finish in P2 as well. Now, what do we make of that battle for P6? Could that potentially become a battle for P5? What's the pace of Rustermeier and Gillett like? Can Gillett actually close that gap to Rustermeier? In qualifying, it was Gillett who was much quicker. But the race pace so far, Dominic Rustermeier seemed to have an edge over Joe Gillett. So looking at the lap times, Joe Gillett, 1:21.6, same for Rustermeier. Weller a second slower. So let's see. We can see all three cars within one shot there. So that could become a battle. And then again, there is also the issue of pit stops. What do you do now? Do you try to go to the end on those sets of tires? I think it was lap 19 when they all made the change. During the last full course yellow. Then again, I think from what we heard, it will be difficult to make that work. But what is the tactic now? Do you jump the gun and try to get an undercut on your opponents? Or do you potentially wait for another full course yellow or safety car, which essentially gives you another free pit stop? Considering we had 3 full course yellows so far, that might also be an option.
Hard to tell, because now it's a long way with those tires are quite old yet now. Maybe you can try to stay out, as we see. No. Yeah, you can try it when you're not in the fight. Maybe you can. And he's passed Rustermeier.
That was quite easy.
But if the pace is dropping, I think you have to come into the pits to have a damage limitation. Yeah, but look at Poland's Knežević. they have a gap between La Flamme, so they can. I think they're quite good to go if they pit or if they don't pit.
Yeah, I think they are in a very luxurious situation. They can just wait for what the others do. There is nobody that can put them under pressure. If La Flamme pits now, I think they still have 3, 4, 5 laps to react to that with both of their cars. And there we go. So Dominic Rustenmeyer, who just lost the position, has now decided to go in for a fresh set of tires. This is the first scheduled pit stop on the green flag conditions, and it's taken us until lap 35 to get there. So Rustenmeyer, with the fresh tires, will now hope to be able to set quicker lap times to regain that position that he just lost to Joe Gillett. Now, what does Joe Gillett do? Does he respond to Harley Self also in the pits right now? Does Joe Gillett respond the next lap, or does he really try to extend this one in the hopes of getting a free pit stop? So this could now trigger a whole lot of activity in the pit lane. Dominic Rustenmeyer deciding to go for a fresh set of tires. And here we are with the man he's trying to undercut right now, Joe Gillett. The gap to Danny Weller is closing. Also now, what is Danny Weller doing? Because he's also now in undercut territory in a couple of laps. Does he do the same thing as his teammate and come in right now? So this is going to be really interesting. Battle for P5. Joe Gillett stays out, and Danny Weller has done the same thing.
Let's look at the next type lap of Rustenmeyer after his pit stop and see what he can do with his new tires.
Where was Harley Self before his pit stop? I think he was outside the points, no? Okay, so Self probably trying to put the two Potenzas under pressure with his pit stop. Let's see if that is successful. Once more, we watch Joe Gillett. I think he's committed to extending this one. And yeah, good catch there, Danny Weller in. And this will be interesting. You're watching the lap time of Dominic Rustenmeyer once he will come by. And let's see if Rustenmeyer was actually able to jump his teammate 2 laps longer. Weller stayed out. What's the gap going to be like?
128.
Oh, it was Joe Gillett's last lap time?
Joe Gillett was 21.6.
Okay, so it's about a second. So I think Rustenmeyer might have jumped Joe Gillett. But it's not the biggest of advantages that you get. So I think Joe Gillett probably then going for the tyre offset. With, of course, the opportunity for a free pit stop if there is a safety car or full course yellow.
Pushka stays out.
Oh, that shouldn't happen. That certainly didn't help. Is a fight with the 2 United Racing Club cars. Actually, momentarily is ahead of Axel Laflamme. Don't fight that one too hard though, as soon as Laflamme will be with him.
Customize 5/10 quicker than that.
Okay, so that is very interesting. And Laflamme, I mean, he must really hope that Joe Gillett comes in as soon as possible. By the way, Knezovic now in the pits also. Because Joe Gillett, he will be difficult to pass. He might be one of the quickest cars in the straight. We saw if the United Racing Clubs were gaining a lot on their opposition on a straight, then, oh my god, does Joe Gillett gain a lot. And he stays out for another lap. This could be a very interesting battle. Oh, that could actually happen to Pushkin, you know?
Yeah.
The 13 laps to go. The most interesting battle that we're following is the fight for what will be P5 in the end of this race between Weller, Rustermeyer, and Joe Gillett. Poland's race leader is now in the pits as well. There he comes out, and I think that should still comfortably be the race lead. For the German driver, championship leader and reigning champion who will extend his leads today as Philip Puschke goes another lap. And now, when do we get to the point where we think, hold on, they might actually make it to the end of this race? It's 13 laps now.
Yeah.
Still a long way though.
It's a very long way, as you see that Laflamme is 6/10 quicker than Gillett, and Weller is 4/10. Rustermeyer 3/10. Maybe he can do it.
Yeah, but these are not huge gains.
Yeah.
It's not as much as we might have expected. So, if you keep the car on the road, there might be an opportunity to actually make this work. And now, this will be interesting. What can Laflamme do against Gillett? And I think Gillett is defending this.
Yeah.
So, might Gillett actually try to go to the end? So this then is for position. Again, he hugs that inside line. Laflamme late on the brakes, round the outside. If he can make this work, this would be a mega move. They're very close from wheel to rear wheel. What a move by Axel Laflamme. But now he is under pressure from Joe, who has the quicker car in a straight. Towards turn one they go. This is, and Laflamme late on the brakes. Can he make the corner? Yes, he can. This is the best battle that we've seen all race long, because actually there is some fighting involved. Joe Gillett with another opportunity into Variante della Roggia. He backs out of it. And I think now, if Laflamme gets a good run through the Lesmos, that is position gained once and for all. Because with those old tyres, Joe Gillett will have a massive disadvantage in the corners. But that was brilliant racing from both of them. And what a move round the outside of the Parabolica corner. Hats off Axel Laflamme. It's once again, brilliance and madness sometimes are so close together. And luckily today, Laflamme is on the side of brilliance once again. Now, what does United Racing Club do? I think we're now really getting into a window where I think everybody that hasn't stopped yet, they will actually try to stay out.
Yeah.
And United Racing Club now with lots to do to get back to P5 and 6, or 5 and 7, where they were ahead of their pit stops. Because now they will even have to fight the Potenzas once more. And it's only 10 laps. I think now they can really make it. As we said at the beginning of this broadcast, Monza not the toughest track on tires, and you can actually make this work. Take Charles Leclerc, Monza 2024, for example. You can nurse these tires here.
Yeah.
So, Giorgio Meneghetti against Danny Weller will be the first battle I will see. And let's see if this time the Potenzas try to fight that a little harder. Or if they're even able to. I think it's not down to them not wanting to fight, but yeah. The URCs just being so much quicker in a straight. But these are now really good. We had a slow race for some time in the middle of this after all of these chaotic full course yellow situations that we had. It's nice that we see a couple of battles now towards the end of it. So when do you reckon is the first time that Weller can attack?
Yeah, look how close they are. So I think after the Parabolica, he maybe tries to show himself. Yeah, look. Now he needs a good exit. Yeah, but on the straights, I think he will get him. And then into the first chicane. Around the outside. But... Ooh.
Well done, Diogo.
Nice job.
But I think now Weller has the advantage because he's on the inside. Diogo not giving that one up easily, and of course that helps his teammates. That is Weller through now. But again, I like it that they're fighting back. But that was fair. I mean, hard but fair racing. That's what we like to see. But I think immediately Dominic Rustenmeyer will become an issue for him.
Yeah.
Starting the next lap. But now it's 5 seconds to turn on. With 8 laps to go for them. Here is Rustenmeyer. Taking different lines than the Potenzas. Well, that might be too far back though.
Yeah.
Of course, now Meneghetti got a bit of a slipstream from Weller ahead, who is driving off into the distance. Oh, yeah. Bit of a moment. And I think now...
And now...
Yeah. It was that little wiggle out of turn 1. And then easy game for Rustemeyer. Let's watch Leonardo turn on, and he's losing quite significantly. At the beginning of this lap, that gap was still 5 seconds, I think. Now it's only 3.8. But I think they have committed now to that strategy.
Yeah.
And maybe he can even still stay out of Rustemeyer. Rella, I think, will get him. But there is an opportunity that he at least is in 8th.
Oh, there's a car
Oh, yeah.
standing next to the road.
We had yellow flags.
Oh, well, I mean.
Oh, that's the second apex. And there is not going to be any full course yellow or anything. He's been asked to retire the car. And again, that is a weird spot to retire. So let's see if we can spot anything unusual. Honestly, my suspicion is...
Ooh.
No, that is not a hardware issue.
No.
Or maybe the crash might still be part of a hardware issue, but... I was getting a bit too much grass there on the exit. Heavy impact to the wall then. Actually, I just saw it again on the live stream, which is a bit delayed, and I have open on my second screen. Actually, I think it was a hardware issue because he suddenly swerved to the left into the grass, and that is then what sent him into the wall. Now, what will happen here? This is interesting. Laflamme has caught up to Pushka. Are they allowed to fight? Or will Laflamme stay behind?
I don't think so. I think they don't fight each other.
And I think that's the sensible call for SCMM. But if you're Joe Gillett, I think you will now try to be a bit extra brave.
Yeah.
Because he will see that. And surely he will be informed that the SCMMs will likely hold position. And that if he gets a move on, there is a podium on the cards. Ah, yep. And we have confirmation in the chat. Paolo Willami, a little lag moment in the PC. And he was sent into the grass. Yeah. That's a bummer. As here is Danny Weller. Tonon already defending hard into Parabolica, and he will keep the position for the moment. But Danny Weller will have another advantage on the main straight. Here we go. But I think Weller this time will be earlier past the Potenza. Though Tonon is still alongside. Yep. But Weller takes the position. I thought he might actually have a chance to fight back here. He gets the slipstream now, but I think it would be an almighty send from there. And then he makes himself even more vulnerable for Rustemeyer.
Yeah.
And yeah, there he already is. Bit of rear locking there for Tonon. Bit of swerving, careful. Yeah, and I think that's an easy move for Rustemeyer. Yep. It's just kind of difficult to fight back if the car's already ahead. And that must have been something for him still, because he lost a lot out of Ascari. And that almost looked like Laflamme was having a go. Yeah. And I think Laflamme will have to give Pushka the hurry up, because Gillett has gained 2 seconds on them the last time we were watching at this battle. Difficult situation now for SCMM.
And don't forget that Pushka is on a one-stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Pushke is on that one-stop strategy. I mean, they might have been into and changed tires during that very first full course yellow. But essentially, yes, he's on the tires that he had since lap 19, but so is Joe Gillett. And Gillett, he's gaining. That gap was 5 seconds a couple of laps ago. And I really mean a couple. It can't be longer than 2 minutes, 2 laps ago. So, do we see an amazing fight there for the final spot on the podium? And yeah, Laflamme already has to drop out of the slipstream because if he doesn't do that, he has no other choice than to go for a move. And we've seen that in the past at this track already when the two HRTs were working together back then, Walborn and Knez and Poland's. And Joe Gillett is really putting the hammer down now. Oh, that could be an almighty battle. So, Perseid Comet is fighting for a podium on their race debut in WMSC. He got a bit of a tasty slipstream there from, I think, Jose Soriano. And now 2 more laps for Gillett. And Gillett, he still has a chicken to pluck with Philip Pushka. He was involved in that starting accident caused by Philip Pushka, who received that drive-through penalty. And because of that, is in that situation. He's on a 1-stop. Laflamme on the 2-stop. Laflamme not allowed to fight him. But Joe Gillett very much is allowed to fight both of them.
Well, I passed Peckley at the moment, but let's stick to this fight here.
What's his strategy call there from Perseid to not come into the pits again? We thought that he might be vulnerable to the United Racing Clubs. Well, he very much isn't. He still is pretty much a pit stop clear of them.
Yeah.
And now he's in the fight for a podium. Pascal Polens has already started his last lap of the race. Joe Gillett, he might only get one chance now. And remember, Gillett and Pushka, they're on the same strategy. Yeah. This is on merit. Yeah. So what happens now? There is Joe Gillett, and he's super close. Both defending. Laflamme almost defends alongside his teammate. He's now wide. Can Joe Gillett take the opportunity? Oh no, the exit isn't good out of turn 1. So I think Laflamme is safe for the time being. Rustermeyer past Peckley, probably into turn 1. Yes, he is. Peckley trying to fight back, almost catching Rustermeyer's rear end there, but it didn't happen. Now, let's see Pascal Polens, who has finished this race, I think. Yeah, Pascal Polens wins ahead of Alexander Knezovic. And now we were just looking at that battle because that is still going on. Congratulations, anyway, for Pascal Polens. Philip Pushka still holding on to third. I think Gillett is too far back. Yeah. So Gillett is too far back, and Pushka will hold on to P3. Oh dear. Complicated situation for SCMM that they found themselves in. But I think They were a bit lucky as well there that Joe Gillett only called them the final lap because that was a messy situation into turn one. They survived it though, and Philip Pushka finished third. He was slowing down there, but he was already across the line. So Pushka completes the podium. La Flamme.
Oh.
Oh my god.
That was very frustrating.
Yeah, I think was the Beckley. I think he. Oh,
It
if
was
he wanted,
Beckley, yeah.
if he wanted to avenge his
No.
teammate,
Oh.
if he wanted to avenge his teammate, that was the wrong car, mate. Oh dear. Yeah, sorry. I mean, we will go through the results anyway. We don't have any open investigations, which is good news.
Yep.
So I think the results that we'll read out to you in a moment will actually be the final results. So here they are. Pascal Polens wins ahead of Alexander Knežević and Filip Puška, who just holds on to that podium. Axel Laflamme is fourth after a good effort. Pace-wise, I think he would have been on the podium today. But of course, the team comes first, so he lets Pushka finish in P3. Joe Gillett, what a debut and what a comeback for Paced Comets by VIG, who finishes fourth. Then, good race for United Racing Club as well, 6th and 7th. But it could have been much more. I think they chose the wrong strategy here today. Gabriel Peckley then 8th, and the two Potenzas complete the points with Leonardo Tononi 9th and Menegretti in 10th. And then Harley Self and Jose Soriano for the very first time, the Spaniard in P12, not inside the points. Yeah, I think more was just not possible with that Batter Julia today. And then our non-finishers are Paolo Malami, Gabriel Jubert, Yanis Wilborn, Daniel Benton Reader, Lucas Matulik, and Lucas Murno, who didn't even reach the first corner before being taken out. So once again, we will wait for top 3 for a post-race interview. But what I can already tell you now is that has been the halfway point of this season that we've reached right now. WMSC will now go into a summer break that we will come back out of on 16th of August, when we'll be racing at Spielberg in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. Quick update on the championship situation. Pushka does a bit of damage limitation. I think third really is the maximum that would have been possible today, even without that crash at the start and the penalty that followed. I think that really was the maximum. So the gap is now at 17 points, so just more than a race win. I think, yeah, updated standings would be, these are all still the ones ahead of Azerbaijan. Poland now stands at 111 points with the 15 points gained today. And Filip Puška, he is at 94. He scored 10 with that P3. So still, it is a fight between Poland and Puška, even more so now, as Lucas Murno will drop to 4th after that DNF, and Knežević moves up to P3. So that's all the maths I dare to do in my head. As we're still waiting for podium finishes. So, Elias, over to you.
Yeah.
Who is your driver of the day today?
I think I will stick to Joe Gillett because he did an amazing job today. He kept out of any trouble. He had the unlucky situation at the start, but he fought back and they did a clean race. He was very, very quick today. It's a car at one side, but first time driving at WMSC. Great start for him, so I will pick him as the driver of the day.
Yeah, I mean, perfect choice there. I would have gone for him as well. I would have gone for him as well. I think Danny Weller would also be a contender, but I think the strategy was not going their way. As we now have the top three with us, and let's start with you, race winner and championship leader, Pascal Polens. So congratulations, first of all, for yet another race win. Tell us from your perspective, what was your approach going into this race at the start?
Well, first of all, thank you. Well, I think the race was pretty much straightforward for us. I mean, we knew that we would have the best car, and I called it. What was it 2 weeks ago that we're aiming for a 1-2? That's what we've done in the end. And yeah, my approach for the start of the race was to get off the line cleanly. And then I watched some crashes in the rear mirror, but that's a different story. Yeah, that's my approach.
So, were actually pushing throughout this race, or were you managing?
I think I was pushing for, I don't know, 5 laps. All the time when I came out of the pits to secure the fastest lap, I was pushing. And after that, we were just holding back pretty much to protect the tires and not risk anything over anti-cuts or bumps or anything at all. So it was pretty much just holding back all the time.
So the next race will be in after the summer break at Spielberg. What are your predictions for there? Do you think that will be more of a fight than today, as you're going with a 17-point lead into the summer break now?
I surely think so. I mean, we had the best engine for this race. We had new upgrades, especially in the rear wing regarding the track. And I think Italy or Monza is the track where you benefit the most from that. So in theory, it should be way closer in Spielberg, and also there's always a chance of some rain in the hot summer months in Europe. So maybe rain will mix up the grid at all. So I'm waiting for the other guys and expecting them to step up their game.
All right, Ben, thank you. Congratulations for your race win, and enjoy the summer break.
Thank you.
So, Alexander, over to you. That was not the most exciting race, I guess, for you. But it's nice to have you back on the podium on your second time this season. We found out, and we're both pretty surprised about that. Tell us about the race from your perspective. Did you hold back, or what you've been able to fight with your teammate?
Thank you again. Yeah, it was only the second time. I said I lost it in Melbourne, and afterwards, yeah, it was mostly P4 or something behind the top 3. Yeah, we were holding back all the time. For us, it was clear to get that 1-2 in the bag, and yeah, our goal was a 1-stop, which we followed, saved the tires, saved everything. Really careful, and yeah, I mean, I was closer here. Obviously, you saw it in qualifying already. This is one of my tracks. I like it very much around here. But yeah, even if I was faster than Pascal, I wouldn't have taken the win. I would have give it back, because it makes no sense for us. My drivers championship is done pretty much. So yeah, we're just looking to secure it. Maybe later, if he has won it mathematically, then we can see about that. But at the moment, we don't want to lose any points there.
And you were talking about the Drivers' Championship there already. If my maths is correct, which is a big if, I think you moved up to P3 and passed Lucas Murno today. Now, what is your goal for the second half of the season in terms of the Drivers' Championship?
It's hard to judge at the moment. I think that Lucas will challenge for sure in Budapest. Other than that, it will be hard for him. Philip will be there most of the time, I think. So yeah, I mean, I would hope to at least hold the third position, but there will be some races coming up that are hard. Spielberg is I think SCMM upgrade incoming, so it will be hard. And after that, we expect HRT to get some big upgrades. So Yannis will be coming back. So yeah, I mean, hopefully top 3. I mean, top 2 will be even better, but I mean, I think that Philip is still a little bit above me, just driving wise. So not easy to challenge, every time. Today was just, our car being that good.
All right, then thank you. Congratulations for your second podium, and enjoy the summer break as well.
Thank you. You too.
And now over to Philip Puschke. I think of all of the top 3, you had the most eventful race today. First of all, tell us about that race start from your perspective. What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, just bad driving, too much throttle, got wheel spin, and just struggled to keep it under control. In the end, I used Lucas as like a sort of barrier to keep straight. I'm so very sorry for that. I don't want things to go like that, so I'm very sorry for that. For the guys, I think 2 guys DNFs, I don't know. And yeah, from there on, it was just obviously damage limitation. After the target already was damage limitation, after I knew that the car was just too far off the Vanguard this track. So I think P3 would have been the best I could hope for in any scenario. So that was obviously the worst scenario and the most sort of work you had to do for it to work. But in the end, I have to thank my teammate as well, because I think if obviously I wouldn't have been P3 if he just passed me, so probably P5 even. So yeah, thanks for that, and obviously have to get some good practice in. I have a few weeks time now to do maybe a few starts.
Actually, I have some good news for you. It was only 1 DNF, which was Lucas Murno. The other car that was involved there was Joe Gillett, who still managed to finish P5 and even fought with you in the end there.
Yep.
Are there any positives that you can take away from today still?
No, not really. I think it was just a bad day. I mean, probably the heat got to my head. I don't know what happened at the start. I never had something happen like that to me in like probably a 15+ year sim racing. So yeah, pretty embarrassing, pretty bad. But yeah, you live to fight another day, so keep going.
And then after the summer break, Knez already hinted that he expects some upgrades from you. Have you anything planned already for Spielberg, and what are your expectations for them?
Yeah, I mean, we should get some upgrades. I don't know how much they will impact and how it plan out, considering the track and our car and Vanguard. So I think it will be closer. It will be close enough for even like equal cars. I don't think so. I think we still should be a little bit behind, but it should open the door for a little bit more fighting in the front.
All right, then thank you. Congratulations for the podium, and enjoy your summer break.
Yeah, thanks.
So that has been it with the first half of the season already in the World Monoposto Sim Racing Championship 2026. As already said, we'll be coming back on August 16th, and we will be racing at Spielberg, which is another venue that is known for some great racing. So enjoy the summer break. Don't let the heat get to your head too much, and we'll see you all on the other side. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.